Salutations everyone, this is Razor here giving you some multi-team hardpoint on the map Plaza using the M1216 shotgun. Now, play multi-team here. Something a little new, something a little different, something that I can honestly say I haven't seen any other YouTuber post of. I'm sure thousands of people have done it, but I still can't say that I've seen, not that I've seen every video of every major YouTuber, but out of the ones that I subscribe to, haven't seen any multi-team gameplay. And I wonder why, because multi-team, in all honesty, it's a pretty awesome game mode. When we first heard about, all these new game modes and stuff, multi-team seemed different but not too different, but still had the first game mode in franchise history that had more than two teams. And they're teams of three, and there's going to be 3 to 4 teams at a time. I don't remember how many teams there were in this game, but regardless, do a pretty good job. And it's a really fun game type. It doesn't seem like the game would change much. Just having multiple teams, all trying to play the objective, but it actually does make a difference. You can use pretty much any gun that you want outside of a sniper rifle, unless you're a quickscoper, because it's going to be a lot of close quarters combat. Because even though you're on a team and you're all playing for an objective, hard or multi-team plays like a free-for-all game, except there's two people that don't kill you and help you, which is really cool. But it still feels like a free-for-all because there's a lot of people going trying to kill you, that you're free to kill. But at the same time, there's two people on your team that are, helping you out, getting objectives, getting score streaks, protecting your backside, playing the objective as well. And that's really cool, but it still plays like a free-for-all because there are so many enemies, and it's not a dichotomy of half being on your team and half being off your team. Most people are going to be trying to kill you, but at the same time, you still got two little helpers, which is going to be more or less important depending on the game mode as well as the skill level of those players on your team. Because as far as your teammates go in hardpoint, it's going to have a much larger impact on your overall experience than in any other game mode, because there's only two teammates that you're going to have, and unless you're playing with people that they're going to be random. So if they're bad players, it's really going to hurt you, because it's just going to be you on the team trying to take out players of who knows what skill level on the other multi-team teams. But on the other hand, if you have good players, whether you know them or if they're just randomly good players, the other teams are going to have difficult times trying to match you tit for tat, because their three players are going to have to match up against your three players pretty much the same in order for that game to be competitive. But they're still, overall, they're pretty competitive. Everything is always chaotic and close quarters. People are always spawning close to you, because there's not just, you just have the two teammates to protect close by spawn points. And so it's very hectic, very high traffic. There's a lot of hard point. There's also headquarters games, which last a really long time, since a lot of different teams are going to be capturing those headquarters spots. And with the score limit being the same as if it was just two teams, those teams seem to last quite a long time, and very rarely do you actually get the score limit reached. It's going to be the time limit as usual. Hardpoint is much easier, especially if you're running with some good players, or if you know where the hard points are going to be. If you are a seasoned hardpoint veteran and you know the hardpoint rotation cycle, that's going to be quite easy for you. I myself don't play hardpoint enough to know that, but we still have a pretty good time. My teammates were decent enough, even though they were just a couple of randoms, and I did my fair share of the load here. Also, when it comes to hardpoint, you're going to see your teammates, for the most part, trying to play the objective. There's no diffusion of responsibility here, since your team isn't 6 or 9 players. It's just the 3 of you. So your teammates are going to have a much easier time feeling the pressure to play the objective, which is really cool. At least that's the way I feel. That's the way that it seems to play in this game. And shotguns, every single shotgun is very, very useful in multi-team, as well as any close quarters weapon, because most of your encounters are going to be close quarters, because people, it's like I said, it's basically like a free-for-all, except you have two helpers. That's what it feels like, and that's what it plays like. So it doesn't matter what person that you kill, anyone from any team is going to be after you because you're showing up on that radar. So if you don't like free-for-all for one reason or another, but you want to play something like it, definitely give multi-team a chance. Even if you aren't interested in all, give multi-team a chance, because it's a really fun game mode that plays differently than others, which can't be said about a lot of game modes. A lot of game modes play very similar to another, but just the fact that multi-team is just for 3 people teams makes it different enough that it plays a lot more unique when you compare it to other game modes. The way that the spawns are going to be handled, the way that the objective is going to be centered around just those 3 people on a team, it's very interesting. And for me, it's really awesome because I like playing free for all, but it's not super easy to get really good game plays with, and especially score streaks. But that is not as big of a problem in multi-team, because uh, not only are there so many different people to kill, but you also got 2 teammates watching your back, trying to play the objective ideally as well. So it's just a really cool combination of like a free for all and not a domination, because obviously we're playing hardpoint here, but it's like a combination of a free for all and whatever the objective game mode is, just because of how hectic all the spawns are going to be. And not in a bad way, you're not going to be getting spawn killed all the time. It's just that whenever you kill someone, there's immediately going to be not just that player's team going after you for the revenge kill, but every other person on other teams as well. And playing the objective, especially for like a hard point, you're going to get a lot of hard point defense, because there's going to be different teams coming at you from different angles, and it's really going to be high traffic and just constant action, and not in a bad way. The action's facilitated rather well, especially since you have 2 teammates to help secure maybe like a small corner of the map, so that you're spawned in a more of a safe area. So they did a decent job at spreading out the spawn points for the 4 teams, and guardians are always a good idea. Teammate taking advantage of that. I do have some kill streaks here, but I mainly only get the care package because there's just so many people coming at you at once, and I am using a rather weak gun. But it's still very usable in hardpoint. If you're having trouble getting gold camo with any submachine gun or assault rifle or shotgun especially, definitely go to hardpoint. You will get so many bloodthirsties at a more regular intervals on hardpoint, because of just the traffic and the close quarters of it all. You're going to get so many more bloodthirsties than you would in other game modes. So that'll help you, get, as well as revenge medals or whatever else you need to do to get those camouflage challenges. If you're having trouble with one aspect or another, unless it's a sniper, which multi-team really doesn't really help you for, since a lot of things are going to be close quarters and whatnot with the small maps anyway. Hardpoint is definitely going to help you get in those camouflage challenges out of the way. So that's something to keep in mind if you're having trouble with a gun or another, especially if it's a shotgun like the M1216, which I'm trying to get gold right now. Just mowing these fools down, little help from teammates here and there, and it's just a fun game mode, and it's very different. Plays differently than other game modes in the game. So if you haven't given it a try, if you've just like kicked it to the curb, like doesn't really interest me, definitely give it at least a try. Give it a couple games using different guns. You might have a lot of fun. Maybe found a new favorite game mode. I've seen a lot of players just looking at lobby stats that play multi-team more than anything else, and that's really cool. Maybe you'll find it easier to get Call of Duty gameplays for your channel if that's something you're interested in, because it is rather easy. As you can see, I getting a pretty beastly score here with a gun that you don't really see that much. So we get a pretty convincing victory here as well, always trying to play the objective like I do, 206 to 90 to 86. Sometimes they're really close, other times it's pretty awesome when you can completely dominate the other teams, whether if it's only two other teams or maybe even three other teams, depending on the game. Final score here is 53 and 19 with 7 captures and 15 defense. Hope you guys enjoyed. Comments always appreciated, and I will see you next time.